everyone, welcome back to the Bruce Williams channel. Today I have a really interesting, very aggressive, cool, toolish watch to share with you. On the desk is the Doxa Sub 300 Carbon Aqualung Shark Hunter Limited Edition. Now this one is limited in number to 300 units. We have a forged carbon case, a forged carbon bezel and crown, and a titanium, inner chamber that covers and houses the ETA 2824-2 that is chronometer certified. We have a titanium case back, which is blacked out or coated, and a box sapphire crystal on the other side covering this forged carbon dial. The crystal carries anti-reflective treatment. And then overall, this is, I've got to say, it's just a dang cool watch. I love the overall appearance. I love the fit. I love the comfort here. It's light, it's fluid. The aesthetic is very low-key, but still kind of aggressive and toolish and slightly playful. I will draw your attention to the fact that you have a good level of contrast here. It's easy to read the time. And then you notice the use of orange. This is not the same construction, vibrant, reddish orange that you normally get with Doxa. This is a lot lighter. It has more yellow in it. It's brighter. And I think it ties in nicely with the overall aesthetic. This is a very sharp looking watch. And I love the history of Doxa, specifically with their Sub 300. You know, if you have some time, definitely go and do some research and learn about how they developed the Sub to be the ultimate scuba diving watch and how they tested different bright, vibrant, pastel colored dials in a lake in Switzerland, and really how this came to market and the history and the evolution of this design, how Doxa was the first brand to incorporate a helium release valve in any of their cases, and this was years and years before Rolex kind of made it famous with their Sea Dwellers. So, I mean, I love the history. I like looking at this aesthetic and seeing the small dial, seeing the bubble crystal here, and the dwarf hour hand, the enlarged minute hand, the little crosshair snail trail layout for the cardinal markers, and overall, I mean, it gets me excited. It gets me a little bit nostalgic. I love history. I love dive watch history. And so the design speaks to me, but it's more than that. It's more than the retro design language. It's taking that lovely design and then just blasting it in to the 21st century here in 2021 and using contemporary materials that would never have been used back in the late 1960s, like titanium and forged carbon and sapphire with this ETA movement, this cost certified movement. I like it all, guys. This is great. It really is great. But I don't love everything about it, and I certainly don't want to come across as biased here in this presentation. The BGW9 Lume, it isn't very satisfying. It's not very long lasting. It's decent on the handset, but when it comes to the hour markers, when it comes to the pip in the bezel, really that fades very quickly, and that's disappointing on a dive watch with history. But Doxa, then again, has never really been a leader or at the forefront when it comes to satisfying lume application. Now, here's another thing. Some of you I know agree with me. I know Random Rob agrees with me on this, but I don't care for that Phineas and Ferb fish logo. I know it's the Modern Fish logo from the Jenny family, but I don't really see a fish when I look at it. So I could do without that personally. But those 2 points, the lume and the Phineas and Ferb logo, I don't think that they are deal breakers by any means. Let me tell you what I struggle with personally. It's the clasp. Now I really do like this rubber strap. I like the texture on the underside. I like the signature on the sidewall. I like the fact that you have to cut it to get a perfect fit. I like the simulated taper here. I think it's very comfortable. It has a nice flow and drape on wrist. And just for reference, my wrists are 7.25 inches in circumference. No, it's not necessarily the rubber. It's the clasp. It's a stainless steel PVD coated clasp that, in my opinion, and frankly, candidly put, it's a strap code quality micro brand clasp, and it's heavy. The edges are sharp and a little bit abrupt. And again, it carries that Phineas and Ferb logo in addition to the Doxa logo. I like the fact that it's push button. I like the fact that we have a ratchet dive extension, but it just doesn't feel like it fits on this watch with the forged carbon, the titanium, the retro design language. Really, this just feels like an afterthought, and it's those little details that seem to make a big difference with us crazy watch enthusiasts. Now, I will mention the retail price is $4,970, so just shy of $5,000. And the price doesn't keep me from this watch. The lume, the logo doesn't keep me from this watch. It's this clasp that keeps me from wanting to buy this and add it to the rotation alongside my Seamaster and Hulk and Dayfi and Santos, because I don't know, I hope I don't come across as too negative or too biased, but I really like this and I really want to wear this in rotation. I think it's very comfortable. The aesthetics here is just exactly what I like in a toolish dive watch. But again, when I'm spending $5,000 on a really cool watch, I want something better than what I would normally get on a $500 micro brand when it comes to the clasp. And so that might sound snobbish, that might sound toolish, and I am a little bit snobbish, and certainly I am a little bit toolish. I'm a guy with silly hair, but really these are my unbiased, unfiltered thoughts on this Doxa Sub 300 Carbon Aqualung Shark Hunter. It is really, really cool, and if it just had a small carbon clasp or a DLC treated titanium clasp, even if it's, simplistic in nature, in design language, I think I wouldn't be able to resist. I really wouldn't. Now, one last note before we close on the price. I think some of you are going, dang, Bruce, $5,000, that's quite a bit of money. Why would I buy something like this, even if it's numbered and limited to 300 units? I don't really care about the exclusivity personally. Why would I buy this over, say, that Seamaster that you have, or something else at around $5,000? And hey, I think that's a great point. Really, I do. I think the first-time luxury buyer, you're not necessarily looking for a forged carbon Aqualung Shark Hunter, as cool as it may be. You want something that has some name cachet, that other people can notice and you can flex a little bit and say, hey, check out my freaking Breitling, or look at my Tudor, look at this Seamaster. And I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I will say, the type of person that's buying one of these sub 300 carbon, forged carbon Aqualungs, they're not necessarily looking to flex or show off or to really feel like they're getting incredible value for money. They're buying this because they love the history. They're a watch enthusiast. They probably already have Omegas and Tudors and Breitlings and Grand Seikos and Rolex. And heck, maybe they have Patek Philippe or Jaeger-LeCoultre. They probably have a really awesome collection, or they're just, really into those toolish oddballs that fly under the radar. And so again, I think if you're worried about the price, well, yeah, fair enough. Go buy a Black Bay. Go buy something else to where you're going to be incredibly satisfied and happy for yourself. But if you're like me and you like this, oh man, I just wish it had a different clasp. I really do, because I could really see myself enjoying this for a long time. It's that cool. It's that good. And I want to thank my friend Kyle. Kyle locally, he's lent in some awesome watches over the years. He's just a really good guy, and this is his personal sub 300 carbon Aqualung. So shout out to you, Kyle. I really appreciate this. And guys, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any specific questions. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.